ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
We are gonna be good to go here in just a moment. Gonna start with some shout outs for folks. First of all, Scanline Heroes. This is gonna be doing the RA review tonight, and is that showing up? There we go. So we're doing the RA review tonight, which is normally a Scanline Heroes show. That Stan and I run on Mondays at 8:30 p.m. EST. Tonight we are running a little bit late, and just running on my channel for the same reason as last week, that Stan's computer kind of blew up, so he's still in the process of getting that replaced. We're going to go through, so this has to do with the site retroachievements.org. We are going to run through the last week's worth of new sets, and then, hey there, Cosmic, welcome in. And then talk about what different people in our little community have been up to. Now, last week we ended, let's see, last Monday was the 22nd. And so we ended, I remember talking about Rayman and Little Big Planet. I don't think we talked about Amida. So I think this is where we left off, or it's a little bit confusing because these are also marked as the 23rd. But I'm pretty sure this is, yeah, this is that isometric Rayman game we were talking about. So I remember covering that. So I think Amida here is where we're starting this week. Yeah, I remember talking about Little Big Planet. Welcome in, Cosmic. Welcome in, Drake. Throw some shout outs here for you guys. For anyone who likes RPGs, Metroidvanias, tactical RPGs, Cosmic's a really good streamer. He usually has his stream early in the mornings, and I've often struggled to wake up early enough to catch him, but it's always a good time when I do. So I would, if you enjoy any of those kinds of games. But he's also really into shooters, so yeah, good streamer. And here's Drake playing some Castlevania Symphony of the Night. RPGs. Yes, RPGs. Drake's also a good dude. Plays lots of different things. I've seen him playing platformers. I guess it was Blade Kitten was kind of a action RPG 2D platformer. And then you had obviously Castlevania. So some Metroidvanias. Snake on Saberwolf, old action games, arcade games, etc. So Drake's a good dude to follow. And anyway, let's get into this. So we are looking at the last week's worth of new sets for Retro Achievements. And Retro Achievements are basically achievements that are made by gamers for gamers. Much as you have all these achievements on Xbox 360 and Xbox Live and PlayStation Network and Steam, there's a group of people who are going back and trying to come up with different achievements for some of these more classic retro games on Game Boy, on Nintendo, on Game Boy Advance, on PlayStation Portable, on Dreamcast, on Super Nintendo, on all kinds of different older systems. Just really encouraging people to go back and give these a try and, flex their gaming credentials and, earn these Chivos, these old games. So, starting off this week, we've got Amida on Game Boy, which is from Sofix, published by Coconuts Japan, a puzzle game. Oh, it's all, looks like most of the achievements here are endurance achievements. Basically, beat different levels in one session. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. This is Amida Game Boy. You have displayed Master of Zelda. Ooh, yes you have. Yes you have. That's kind of fun. I dig the music already. Okay, so interesting. This is kind of like what do you call that game where you're like you're putting down the sticks or whatever, and you're trying to figure out where you're gonna end up at the end. It's I used to call that like a line puzzle. Pick the path. Oh, it looks like you move. Looks like you can't control where he's going, but you move this thing. Let's skip to some of the more complicated ones. This looks like a pretty simple game, all things considered. Oh, he died. That's a pretty cute little game. I think I'll give that one a shot at some point, for sure. And it looks like a pretty easy Chivo set. Are there already masters? There are already 3 masters. Okay, so that's a pretty easy game. Pretty cute. I like it. Next up we got Primal Rage on Game Boy. So this was a fighter. It's interesting that they were able to port it to Game Boy. I want to say I've seen this on Genesis. I think. I wonder which ones have sets. Okay, Genesis and Super Nintendo. So there was a Super Nintendo version. Looks like only the Genesis version has a set, and now the Game Boy version has a set. We can check this one out too. The Genesis game was a pretty fun 2D fighter. You basically had like, apes and dinosaurs and ice creatures and fire creatures and the animations look pretty good for Game Boy. Movement's a little bit janky. The animations, I should say. The sprites look nice. The sprite animations look a little janky. It's your favorite fighting game? Oh, that's cool. I'm not sure. Like the bar was moving left and right, so I'm not sure if that was health bar? Oh no. I guess this is health and this is like stamina or something. Hey, Headless Weevil. It's been a while. We're just doing our ARIA review. We're looking at some of the new sets here. So this is a new set just dropped for Primal Rage on Game Boy. It looks pretty decent for a Game Boy game. Oh, Power Bar. Okay. Audio's never been emulated correctly of the arcade game. Oh, for the Primal Rage arcade game? Interesting. Okay, so you got first round, second round. Beat the game with the different characters. Perform the fatalities. Beat the game on the higher difficulty. Beat the game with 1 credit setting. Okay, so that's pretty tough right there. But it is the 25 pointer. and beating the game on the higher difficulty level is the 25-pointer. But you got at least one person has mastered it, and it is not the dev, so that's a good sign. It's at least achievable. Yeah, looks like a pretty straightforward set. Hey, San. Welcome in, sir. Let me throw you guys some shoutouts. You guys had this Weevil playing some, looks like Punch-Out on the Wii. That was the new one, I think. Or a relatively new one, the remake. And Mr. Saiyan, who's been playing some Legend of Zelda. Drake says, I'm just saying. We're going to skip over the hacks and homebrews. We generally aren't super interested in covering those. Next up, we've got my French coach. So I've been working on the Japanese one of this, which is I wonder if there's a hub for these. Series My Coach. There we go. Yeah, so far we've got French, Japanese, and Spanish. These are level 1. This one's just straight up learn to speak Japanese. So I've been working on this one. I don't know. I can't say for 100% if the other ones are as good as this one, but this one's been really good. Like it's really been a good. It has a bunch of different little mini games that help you to memorize. So if you are interested in these, I wouldn't necessarily go for them for the points because they are a large investment of time, but they are helpful in learning languages and helpful in practicing and you know, learning vocabulary and you know, they're not looks like this one's all about completing the lessons, so it's very much just straightforward getting those lessons done, not they do have that initial entrance exam test thing. So that's kind of like a placement test that lets you skip a bunch of lessons. But it's a pretty straightforward set. It's not really like you know, challenging in terms of you know, like the way a platformer or running gun might be. But it is it's investment in time, and it can be, you know, useful. Going for a beard, Baron the All-Knowing would be my anime name. Well, it's probably about time to get another haircut and beard trim. So it's getting a little bit wild, but it's actually like this is kind of about my preferred length, but once it gets a little bit longer than this, it gets really hard to maintain and not get all the way. So yeah, I'm gonna get this trimmed probably next week. Drake says I should do the Japanese. I learned Oppai. French would be your go-to. Looks cool. I think I actually have the French one. Well, that's cool. Yeah, so I would highly recommend that, not as a game to go for the retro achievements, but just as, like, you know, a good tool, an actually useful educational program. And it has achievements, so you can get achievements as you go, but it's not going to be a very good bang for your buck in terms of the points versus the time spent. But, you know. Anyway, on to the next one. We've got Makin X. So Makin is like evil sword or dark sword, black, so on. This one looks like a action adventure game. Dun, dun, dun. So you have some time achievos, some damageless achievos for the for a full on stage. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I'm generally not a fan of these like beat a game in under a certain time, so like speedrun type achievements. Um, just depending on how close to the world records they are, you know, like if a game requires you to be 100% perfect to get the speed run, you know, and it's like, ugh, that's a little much. That should be in a bonus set, but I don't know how much. It's hard to know without having played the game if how reasonable these times are. Cosmic says he owned the Spanish one. Oh, that's cool. French mastered. I bought one for the 3DS for Japanese. Hey, Wolfie, welcome in. It's been a while. I'm working all the way to Friday, so 6 days straight. Oof. Well, hopefully your day is being going productively at least, and hopefully you get some break times after work to rest. 6 days straight's kind of rough sometimes. Or yeah, 6 days straight. Drake says for Metroid it makes sense because you get different endings based on time. Yeah, it does make sense for Metroid. Like if you know where you're going, getting the Samus in a bikini is not it's not insanely hard. I would say it's pretty achievable if you know where to go beforehand and actually doing that kind of thing. If you follow a guide, you could probably do it without too much trouble. But the I don't know if you've looked at the bonus set for regular Metroid, but the bonus set requires like glitches and I think some pretty crazy speed runs that are basically like sequence breaking with glitches required. So that kind of thing I'm not super fond of. Um, anyway, let's take a look at this game because it looks interesting. This is on Dreamcast. Yeah, Makin X.
Still has life like we do. There's really no difference.
That's why he brought her here. Take the sword.
Lots of dialogue.
Faye!
Oh, it's a first person sword swinging game. That's interesting. I mean, looks kind of interesting. Looks maybe like it's going to be a little janky. I'm generally not a fan of playing playing a first person style of game like this with a controller on a console, but you must defeat all enemies. Hmm. You can jump pretty high in this. This actually kind of reminds me of watching Foxy play that rabbit game. First-person sword fighting game that I can remember. Red Steel on the Wii. Yeah, I think that one had like touch controls. There's a Zelda. Yeah, the Zelda one had them too, or not touch controls, but motion controls. So they were trying to go for it's a little different than just like a regular controller. But I don't think the Dreamcast had stuff like that, right? Ah, looks like you have some kind of bullet time you can use. That the player used there to dodge that rocket. It's a lot of attack and block and attack and block and be an interesting game. It looks a little bit janky, but interesting. Welcome in, Vice After. Give you a shout out here. We are doing the Aria review, just going through the new sets and looking at different ones. So this one was Machina X on the Dreamcast. And as we're looking at the set, this one has some speedrun type achievos on it. Has a lot that's just, complete the game with various characters, or brainjack various characters. So you can probably do like some kind of possession type gameplay or mechanic. Star Fox Commando DS had touchscreen controls, and Ninja Gaiden DS. Interesting. You need easy games. I'm not really looking for easy games per se. We're just looking at the new sets that dropped. Just because, we're interested to see what's new in the RA community. So next up we have Chicken Run. We got Foxy to play this during the breakfast stream. It's actually a pretty decent game. I don't know if anyone would agree with me on that, but it's basically like a baby version of Metal Gear Solid a little bit. A lot of just wandering around the areas and collecting different things and bringing them back and not getting caught by the dog and not getting caught by things. Just in time for Chicken Run 2. Ooh, they delivered your TC to the wrong house? That sucks. Let's see. Without getting caught. Okay, so basically, oh, there's some speedrun type chivos here. Collection, and then get the gold medal in different. We saw that there was at least one mini game. I don't know if these are mini games or just levels, but yeah, it looked like a pretty okay game. Not like great or anything, but if you like Metal Gear Solid and you've already finished Metal Gear Solid, or if you want a game like that but that's super easy, this might be up your alley. It looked okay, Looks like there's a PlayStation version as well. Maybe the PlayStation version is basically the same. Okay, so there you go. 2 fairly easy badges. If you're interested in Metal Gear Solid type gameplay. The people did not know what it was, but would not want to give it back. That was fun. Oh. Yeah, I hate dealing with that. Like, if something gets delivered to your neighbors and you don't actually know your neighbors, Like I try to maintain a good relationship with my at least my immediate neighbors, so that if they get something of mine or I get something of theirs, it's not a big deal to trade stuff. And like speaking of chickens, like I used to have chickens here, and so I'd give them like eggs and stuff. I have to get some chicks this next spring to start raising them again, but that helps to brook a good relationship with your neighbors. But anyway, a chicken run for you is a trip to KFC. Yeah, sustainability. Yeah. Anyway, next up on our list, we've got Donkey Kong Jr. for the Intellivision. So we've seen Donkey Kong Jr. before on NES. It's kind of a classic. Maybe not as much as Donkey Kong itself, or obviously Donkey Kong Country, but it's okay. He plays Donkey Kong Jr. Trying to free Donkey Kong from Mario, essentially. So it's kind of an anti Donkey Kong. I don't know. The NES one is actually I think we did that for one of our Challengers Arena games. Yeah, okay. So on NES, there's the NES one. This is a pretty good game. I don't know how the Intellivision version compares, but it's gonna be probably similar, but with a step down in graphics. So there you go. Looks like my friend Vintage has already started in on this one. Cosmic says he likes the Atari 2600 one. Yeah, the Atari one's pretty good too. Next up, we've got a fighter. This looks pretty decent quality from 1998. It's from Fuki. I've not heard of that company. And this is on what? This is on arcade. Okay. So beat the game with different characters. Get a 20-hit combo. Do your super. And then once you see the game, beat the game on the hardest difficulty. Not necessarily together. And get it perfect. Looks like that might be the easiest one to get, surprisingly. The 1cc is going to be pretty tough, though. No masters yet. Let's take a look at this one. This is Asura Blade arcade. Gotta love those 1cc or no deaths. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty standard 50 pointer, 25 pointer to mark off the that you've mastered the game. Well, the abilities look pretty cool. Character designs look okay. Nothing really special for 98. I mean, it's not bad. It's not ugly, but it's not like super impressive. Because 98 would be let's see, what was out in 98? You'd have like when was Garou? It was Mark of the Wolves release date. Yeah, so Garou was 99. This is nowhere near as good looking as Garou. But I don't know, maybe comparable with some of the King of Fighters games in terms of graphical quality there. Samurai Showdown. Yeah, Samurai Showdown's a classic. I wouldn't be able to tell you if this one was any good without playing it in terms of like, because it's fighters really all it really comes down to like controls and the quality of the controls, I think. So. But it looks pretty decent. Anyway. Ian is still trying to badge Barney. Those are kind of meme badges, but anyway, this one looks pretty achievable, you know. You would have to, the 1cc is probably going to be the hardest part. Hardest difficulty, it's probably not that bad. And then performing the 20-hit combos and the supers are probably not that bad. And beating the game at least once with each character. So it's going to take some doing, but not a bad set, looks like. What do we got next? Chicken Run. Oh yeah, Dragon Scroll. So Dragon Scroll is the one that interested me. It's a action RPG on the NES from Konami. It looks pretty good. I was gonna give this is the one I was gonna give it a try tonight after going through other people's after going through what our community's been working on. And there's a translation available for this one. And they got the translation is one of the ones that's that'll work with the Chivos. So that's you got like a Raid. Looks like you're hitting with a can of Raid. I'm sure that's not what that actually is, but it really looks like you're using like you're just spraying them with some like bear spray or something. Some mace. Colored Dinosaur is good though, Drake says. Otherwise we'll get Alf. Is Popful Mail done? I have, there's sets for Popful Mail. I haven't finished badging it. But, I try and play at least one of the new sets. That's kind of, since we moved the show to Mondays, that was, the point of doing that was to give us time to try some of the games that got new sets. Request Night, Phantasy Star. Yeah, I gotta get last request night, last request day was kind of a blowout. I ended up playing Popful Mail all day. Which I think was a fun game. That was the review game. But I had meant to do like, you know, 1 or 2 bosses and then go on to you know, hit up the actual requests that people have made of me. So Phantasy Star for Drake and Disgaea for Cosmic, and Power Dolls for Master Welch, etc. etc. Escaflowne for PS1. You already got a request, man. It's the one on 3DS, the Monster Hunter stories, Monster Hunter stories. I put that down as a request for saying. Got a good score, you were happy? Yeah, it enticed me to play stories too. Yep. Alright, well this game looks pretty neat. Kind of a very Zelda-ish. Request. Actually play request games. I'm sorry, Drake. That was a total mess. Oh, you know, we didn't really look at the set for that. Looks like pretty much just get different items. All the magic stuff in one session. Okay, so an endurance achievement. All the rings in one session, also endurance achievement. Items, all the items in one session. Okay. Reach level 5, reach level 10. Get all the Steves. All the magic books. And defeat some bosses. And finish the final boss in one session. Read the Hidden God in Iruma's Prophecy. Interesting. Okay, so it's really mostly just beat it in one sitting. Is the big hurdle in this set. Dragon Scroll is the name of the game. It's pretty interesting. You want God Hand? Wise Man wants me to play God Hand. Oh no. That game, I mean, that game looked like a lot of fun, but the badge for it is pretty tough. Zelda waifu dating sim. Oh boy. Next up, we got Yakuza 2. So the Yakuza games are pretty cool. I've played a lot of these. I've almost got the badge of not the badge, but the on PlayStation Network. I've almost got the platinum for, I think, Yakuza Kiwami, which is a remake of 1, and there's a Kiwami 2 as well. And I've got I think I've almost got a platinum on both of them. They're really, really good games. This is Yakuza 2, which Yakuza Kiwami 2 is based on. So it's probably a little bit clunkier. Having played the remaster but not remake of 3, 3 is pretty dang clunky in terms of some of the combat. But it's still a pretty cool system. You can like grab people and do special heat action moves, where you like slam them into you do different things based on they're all like contextual. So like if you're next to a lamppost, you like slam them into the lamppost. If you're next to a fence, you might like break them over the like toss them over the fence or whatever. If you're like on a bridge, you might toss them into water. Um, if you're next to a curb, you might like put them on down on the curb and then stomp on them. Very violent heat actions, but very cool. Very cool battle system. Very violent and gory, but it's still very much a lot of fun for uh, yeah, for what it is. It's and the stories for the games are all like crime drama. So if you like a lot of those Yakuza movies, or if you like mafia movies, things like that, it's very much in that style, kind of Japanese noir in a way. And of course, the side quests are a whole different beast. A lot of the side quests are real goofy and sort of absurd, and it's almost like like an entirely separate mood between the main game and the side quests. Um, in addition to that, there's a whole ton of mini games within the game to play too. So like billiards and darts and um, various. You can go into like a Sega arcade and play Sega arcade games in some of the Yakuza games. Um, so a lot of those are actually more fun. Like a lot of those are, it's like they have the entire game of some old arcade game. Like they have Outrun, or they have Super Hang On, or they have Fantasy Zone within the game. So like you can go to the arcade and like play old arcade games within the game, and it's that full game. So that's kind of cool. And their billiards game and their darts game are pretty decent. Like, not that I play a whole lot of pool games, but I've played pool games that are worse than the mini game in the Yakuza games. Huh. Yakuza games I never finish. Like a Dragon was awesome. Yeah, they if you're trying for 100%, they can go pretty long. You can beat the main story for them usually within 10 hours. So they're not super long games by themselves in terms of just the story and what level you need to be or what items you need to finish the story. But there's an incredible amount of side content and side quests, and if you're trying to master the mini games, you can easily put 100, 200, 300 hours into those games. Sand says, Drake, how many rings of power will you get in that game? Oh, probably quite a few in Dragon Scroll. Bouncy, bouncy. Okay, so you got, looking through the set here, you got Chivos for playing on hard, as kind of expected. Use particular finishers or heat actions on certain bosses. That's kind of cool. Ooh. Defeat one guy without harming the two guys that come with him. That could be pretty tough. Use a secret move during the shogi match with the old man and win. I'm kind of forgetting what the secret move in shogi is. Only dealing damage with held items. Ooh. So they got some interesting Chivos in here. The best outcome, the worst outcome. Okay, so see different outcomes for different side quests. That's kind of fun. Oh, and there's a dating mini game in this one. So discuss every topic. That's kind of fun. Oh, the Ammon brothers. Those are like the super secret bosses. You don't have to beat them to defeat the. You don't have to defeat them to win the game, but they're really, maybe not so much hard. It's just like cheap. At least in the Kiwami version, they're not. It wasn't too bad to beat most of them except the very last one, but they can be really cheap. Max money. Ooh, watch every DVD. Open all the lockers. Yep. And then Coliseum. And eat everything in every place. Max out your different things. Learn all the different abilities. Ooh, perform every heat action of every kind. Those would be tricky. Those would be tricky. There's certain things that you can only find in certain areas in certain parts of the game. So that could be very tricky. Indeed. 50 UFO catcher prizes. I could do that, but that would be that's quite a grind right there. 20 home runs. That's not that bad. Make the practice mode, tournament mode. Oh, I think YF6 is one of the arcade games you play. Forgetting which one that is. That might be like Virtual Fighter. Dude, that would suck. Because I suck at Virtual Fighter. Well, I might go for this at some point. I mean, I'm very close to actually badging to getting the platinum on the Sony remake version, but I might come back and play this at some point. New Ring King, German missile mode. You guys have fun. Okay, sorry for kind of gushing over Yakuza for so long. I really do like that series though. Next up, we've got a game from a whole different variety. You play a criminal in this one too, but it's you're not very honorable, if I remember right. Manhunt. The whole point of Manhunt is you're going around and trying to get different kills for snuff films. It's a game that caused a lot of controversy when it came out. Maybe more controversy than it was actually worth. Yeah, your mileage may vary on that, but set here looks like complete each mission or each segment with 4 stars with 5 stars. Get 5 stars in every scene. Gruesome execution with different things. Drunk driving scene without allowing the tramp to take damage. Yeah, it was a pretty janky game. I don't really want to put that one on stream just because I don't know what kind of controversy it might bring, but it was a very controversial game when it came out and very ultra violent. Yakuza had some. I mean, I'm not against violent games. Obviously, I like the Yakuza games. I like Bloodborne. I like Dark Souls. This is probably less gory than Dark Souls in some ways, but in Dark Souls you're fighting monsters, not murdering people. So, pretty sure this game was banned. Oh yeah. Manhunt. What controversy? Late night streams. Manhunt. Well, like the whole point of Manhunt is you're killing people, in creative ways for the sake of like making snuff films for this guy who has you under his control. So it's kind of like it's almost like I think the basic storyline is kind of like the what is it, those Jigsaw games? Or Jigsaw I guess is the bad guy, but it's like those horror movies. I think are they called Jigsaw? I'm forgetting. But anyway, there's a guy that has you under his control, and he's forcing you to, kill people for the sake of making snuff films or whatever. Saw was the films I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think it's got kind of a basic setup like that. So this is not a game that I'm interested in playing. But if you played it and you want to go back and play it again, or if you want to strut your stuff as being really good at it, then by all means, there's a set for it now. Next up, we've got a pinball game on Game Boy Color. Microsoft Pinball Arcade. So we've got, looks like it's got a couple different pinball tables in it. Doesn't sound like your thing either. Gotcha. Double scoring, double bonus, max score multiplier. This is 700,000 points. This looks like a pretty achievable set for a pinball game. There's no insane 50-pointers here. No masters yet. That's potentially a bad sign. When did this? This was back on the 27th. I don't know if Sark's played this one yet. Sark's usually the guy to go to ask if a pinball game's any good. It doesn't look like he's even giving this one a shot. Which, I don't know, maybe that says something in and of itself. But let's see this. This is on GBC gameplay. You prefer games with controversial banking. Gratitude. Got it. It was rough when it came out and pulled out of the stores. Yeah, man. It was pretty controversial. Drake says, I wish I had big knowledge of pinball games. I mean, there's some good ones and there's some bad ones. This looks more like pachinko than pinball. Where's the flippers? Baffle ball? Okay. Okay. So it's got some courses that have flippers. And some courses that do not. This is knockdown. It's like pachinko, original pinball. Bagatelle. Rockstar already has a rep with Grand Theft Auto, and then that came out and it was, wow, what did they do? Oh yeah, Rockstar was all about trying to earn controversy. I mean, whether it was with Grand Theft Auto or Bully or Manhunt, they were very much all about, selling games through controversy. Flippers were invented in the 40s. Pinball was invented in the 1800s. Ah, so it went 140 years without flippers. Flipper was so big it got its own TV show. Well, I mean, this could be fun. It's kind of hard to tell without playing it. But at least you don't have the side rails. I kind of hate those on pinball games. But I really haven't mastered the whole art of nudging. Well, anyway, if you like pinball games, this might be worth a shot. Got a couple different tables. Some might be good, some might be bad. Who knows? But, looks decent anyway? Maybe worth a try? Don't forget Lemmings. Controversy of squishy mammals. Was there controversy around Lemmings? Let's see, you got Art Eraser. So this is kind of homebrew, because almost everything on Ardu Boy is kind of homebrews. But it looks like this one's a Isometric Racer, kind of like Micro Machines and some of those other ones we looked at. Okay, so just beat the base score. That shouldn't be too bad. That's kind of a given for racing games. And then beat the lap times. To unlock nothing. There's only 10 levels. Well, if you've already gotten Micro Machines, this might be worth checking out on the Arduboy. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, DMA Design. Yeah, that's right. That's right. They were DMA Design when they made the one game on N64 where you're going around and blowing up buildings, I think it was. Something like that. I forget the name of that one. It was like a Demolition Crew or something. Demolition Squad, something like that. Here we've got Heracles no Eiko, Ugoki Dashita Kamigami. So I think this is like the glory of Heracles, the family of gods that moved out from Data East. It's a turn-based RPG. So I might give this one a shot at some point because I do like the turn-based RPGs. Gain enough strength to have all possible gods available to join Heracles. This does not include gods who have to be sought out to join, like Poseidon. Interesting. So we can check this one out. Heracles, cool. Game Boy, gameplay. Body Harvest? Blast Force N64? Maybe. It's been a while. I think it was a game that kind of is said to have preceded Grand Theft Auto and have had a lot of the. Was it Grand Theft Auto? I think it was. I think it was a game that was supposed to be like the spiritual predecessor to Grand Theft Auto. Oh, this is not loading. Now, let's see if there's a non 1440p. There we go.
Made by the same company. They're all made by the same.
I don't want to hear commentary necessarily. Kind of looks like a Final Fantasy IV or Pokemon in terms of graphical quality here. Bum. Petty Theft Bicycle instead of Grand Theft Auto. Oh, those look those are pretty sad sprites. This looks pretty basic. Uh, all right, well, could be worth checking out. Hard to say. I'm gonna go ahead and toss this on my wanna play list just to, because I like RPGs and they're pretty straightforward. Um, None of the achievements here look too bad either. It's basically just go through the game, get the various items, beat the various bosses, collect all the treasure, So pretty doable, looks like. Next up we've got Shadow of Destiny, Shadow of Memories on PlayStation 2. This is a Konami game. It's an adventure game. Okay, so it might be like a kind of a visual novel style game. Gonna be a lot of like puzzle solving, fetch questing kind of stuff, I would imagine. Very story heavy, probably. Shadow of Destiny. Shadow of Memories. PS2 gameplay. Have you guys ever heard of this one? I've not heard of this one before. Can beat the game, it looks like, in about 3.5 hours. So not a super long game. Not the most impressive game on PS2. Looks like a very early PS2 game. This is the date on this one? 2001. Okay, so this is like a launch title basically. 2001, right? PS2 release date. Not to be mistaken with Spear of Destiny. I don't think you'd mistake Shadow of Destiny for Spear of Destiny. There's no Germans. Well, I don't know if it's for Germans. That's why. Okay, so PS2 was launched in 2000, so this is 2001. So not quite a launch title, but very early PlayStation 2. German missile, Drake says. Are you familiar with this one, Sam? I think that's supposed to be a he, Wolfie. Yeah, that's definitely supposed to be a he.
What the? Oh, what's going on? What on earth could have happened?
Okay, so it starts out with your main character dying.
Dead?
Bingo.
Who's there?
8 endings for this game. Ah.
It feels to be dead, right?
Damn it, who is this? Are you making fun of me?
Not at all.
I'm kind of interested to see what the interface is like when you're actually like doing stuff.
Understand? Yes.
Even get him to look my way.
Okay, more talking. Here we go. You have a time period of 2001 and 1580. So this is like a time travel story.
Only the squire's got the right to come and interrupt my work.
It's 2024. It's probably a they. No, there wasn't any of that stuff in 2001.
By the blessed Mary, this is the squire's. What's this now?
Yes, I have a message for you. The squire doesn't want a tree here.
What?
Okay, so yeah, it's very visual novel-y in terms of you get obviously you get some different conversation options here as you
Here, I'll
go.
lend this to you.
A lot of collecting items and using different items to solve puzzles, probably.
Hero? I see that you're the type of man who prefers not to be.
Well, anyway, probably enough time spent looking at that. That looks interesting. Um, I I might go for that at some point. Uh, die 3 times in the prologue. Nice. Mm, okay, so yeah, you had time travel powers of some kind. It's a puzzle game. Well, I mean, puzzle game. I think of like something more like Tetris or Picross or something along those lines, where it's like one particular type of puzzle. But this one's more like you're going back and forth and like you have puzzles, but they're, find this item and use this item in this way kind of puzzles. Um, yeah, it's like the like Resident Evil, but without any of the combat. Professor Layton. Actually, yeah, Professor Layton's an interesting mix because it does have like straight up puzzles, like puzzle games puzzles, and like math puzzles and all that kind of stuff. But then it also has like gather these items and use them here, there, or at the other place. It looks like Shenmue and got both a set and a subset. Notebook challenge. Interesting. We've got a holiday, a visual novel. I guess you date Frosty. Visual novel where you date Frosty. Nice. On Arduboy. There you go. That's probably a pretty that's and look at all the masters on that one. That's like a freebie. There you go. There's your meme game of the day. Holiday on Arduboy. It's kind of a homebrew game. Next up we've got Shenmue. This game is no joke, Golfy says. Saying I don't know which when you say this, I don't know which one, but you want a video of the Frosty game? Okay. Holiday Arduboy gameplay. Does not look like there is one. Yeah, Arduboy is a little bit like they're homebrew games, so they're not necessarily all that well known, or I mean some of them are obviously, but yeah, it doesn't look like there's a video for that one. But it's a visual novel, and you're dating Frosty. It looks like possibly Santa too. I don't know. Anywho, next up here we've got Shenmue. So Shenmue is kind of I never played it, but it's a game that had a lot of from what I've read about it and seen about it. Kind of the big attraction is you have a very sort of free form and open combat system where like you enter in buttons to do different types of moves. So it's very how to say like kind of open in the combat system, and you go around and there's lots and lots of mini games. So kind of the in a lot of ways the spiritual predecessor or prequel to the Yakuza series in terms of all the different subquests and side quests and mini games and just the way the story progresses. It did come out in the era when everybody everywhere was doing quick actions, not quick actions. What's the word I'm thinking of? Basically, where something happens and you have to hit a button at the right time within a particular window, and it's like you have a button prompt to hit like X now or square now or what have you, or A or B or X or whatever. And Resident Evil 4 did it a bunch. This game did it a bunch. God of War did it a bunch, and I want to say this one is actually kind of what got that going. QuickTime events. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. This is one of the big ones that got that going, from what I understand. Wolfie says my friend loved Shenmue. Also had one of the biggest budgets when it was made. Friends that love this game and play it all the time. Yeah, it's got quite the following. Um, having seen it played and seen parts of it and seen people discussing it, I feel like it's not my kind of game. I feel like not I was never really a big fan of quick time event type gameplay to begin with. I remember playing Die Hard in the arcade that had a ton of quick time events after you do a bunch of beat 'em ups. Yeah, yeah. They added them in all kinds of different games. Um, Argyle warehouse numbers on the map. Find 3 people. So it's very story heavy game. A lot of little things to do all over town. Could be, if you like a lot of exploration, you like the, you know, figuring out the moves to do your martial arts, unlock all the different types of attacks. That could be interesting. I want to say the new game that came out, the Kickstarter game, Shenmue 3, really bombed. And I think that a lot of that had to do with just the time the time of QuickTime events has passed, and it still tried to do that kind of stuff. And this is another Sega game with games inside the game. So if you want to play Hang On or Space Harrier, um, and the arcade within the game, oof, 10 million or more. That was the we had a monthly melee one time for doing a 10 million ticket to in Space Harrier, and I think I maxed out around like 8 mil. I couldn't get the 10 mil, so that's funny. Tell that to Cosmic with his QuickTime events and Dave the Diver. I mean, there are still games that do it, but I think the way it was done in Shenmue is they work it in different ways now. They a bit smoother, I think. They are it has evolved, I guess. But Shenmue 3 didn't really. And I think the creator said something like, oh, I don't play video games myself, or I haven't played any games in the last like 20 years. And it was like, really, dude? You're a game developer, game designer. Um, hmm. Okay. So I guess this is a subset all about talking to everybody in every situation to fill in your notebook. Hmm. That's a lot of achievements. That's a lot of achievements in this subset. I'm kind of surprised they huh. Okay, and then there's you know, a completion. So looks like there's basically one point for doing each thing, and then there's a 10 pointer for having done them all. That could be kind of tedious. You would probably want a guide to go through and get those. But looks like people are working on them. There you go. If you like this game a lot, then the subset there looks pretty achievable. Just kind of grindy. Cosmic says he's bad at them. Dragon's Lair. Neon Abyss, you get quick time events for the fishing. Alright, next up we got Turrican, Plants for Zombies. We're getting to the end here. Been going for about an hour. So Super Turrican. This is one of the kind of classic Western run and gun game series. There's Turrican, Turrican 2, Super Turrican. The music is very famous. It's got that kind of German Eurobeat sound. I don't think I've actually played this game, but I've heard it a lot. It's on a lot of people's favorite soundtrack lists. Hey there, Knocker. Got an achievement for Gak. Or sorry, I got a emote there, Chrono Gak. Tomb Raider Anniversary has some quick time events. Getting all gems in hard mode. Ah. Turrican Yes Shooty played on the Amiga. Yeah, I think this is a... So it was a European game. This guy looks like Galactus. It was a European game, I think, that got ported all over the place. So I think it was probably first on something like the Amiga or the Spectrum or something like that, and then it got ported to Super Nintendo and stuff later. An SNES made game? Okay. Did the series start out on home computers though? Okay, that's what I thought. First encountered on Amiga. Yeah, it's got a banging soundtrack. Super might have been the first console original game in the series. Ah. It's fun, but yeah, I can see the set being kind of rough. Gotcha. Oh, that's pretty cool. Got some different weapon types. It's a bit slower paced than something like Contra, but a lot of exploration, a lot of... Seems like you got a lot of left and right and up and down to maps. It's not just straightforward. Which, you know, can be better and worse. I mean, we've, in Scanlines, we've played games that are more like, what is it, James Pond, Robocod, and, you know, games that have a lot of going back and forth. Hey, Guru Game Boy, thank you for the raid. Welcome to Turrican. Played this a lot years ago, so I'm happy to play this again. Cool. Let me throw you a shout out here, Guru. We are, as usual, on Monday. We're going through the new sets on Retro Achievements. And Super Turrican on Super Nintendo here is one of the games that got a new set. So we were just talking about the Turrican series here. Pretty neat soundtrack. Pretty cool running gun game here. Oh, got a little one up there. That's cool. Kind of have a role like in Metroid. Yeah, so we're looking at a video right now that's just the gameplay. Need to have Guru Game Boy do the shoot 'em up sets. Yeah. If you ever get into to RA Guru, there's so many shooters that have sets that are so you can go back. I'm sure you probably have a lot of the sets or a lot of the you know, platinum trophies and Xbox Live trophies and things for a lot of these games when they've been re-released and when they've had sequels and stuff. But there are sets now for all kinds of old retro versions of those games as well. So you can prove your stuff there. It's kind of cool. Phone's on there for sure. Someone claimed Cotton 2 on Sega Saturn and I put a request for it. Saw it and thought it looked fun. Oh yeah, the Cotton series is pretty good. I'd like to play some more of those because they don't seem, as far as shoot 'em ups go, they don't seem that bad. Like I feel like I could probably beat them. Got to put in the time and get good still, but it's not as bad as like some of the various things we've seen, like there was that Sega CD game that Zash was playing that was really tough. Excuse me. And Gradius, of course, is really tough. Not worth doing when we cover shoot 'em up for a month that has some reachable achievements. Not achievable hunter really, other than high scores and 1CCs. Oh man, I mean, if you're doing 1CC, that's like 80%, 90% of most of the sets. If you can get a 1CC, you've got some of them are deathless. Those are some pretty some of the harder sets. But if you can 1CC, most of the shoot 'em ups, that'll get you through most of the sets. It's like the hardest achievement in the set for the most part. Oftentimes, apart from that, it's basically like, get all these kind of power ups, get all those kind of power ups. Maybe if you have splitting paths, go through each path. But you'd probably be wanting to do that anyway, just to feel like you 100% the game. Cotton on PC engine set is just beating 2 loops, 1CC, no charge, and every boss deathless. Ooh, some of those bosses, deathless, and some of those bosses are pretty tough though. If you're at least decent at shoot 'em ups, most sets are manageable. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if I invest the time, I can probably get a few of them. I'm actually kind of close on I think it was Space Harrier on PC Engine. I haven't gone back to that in months, but I'm about like 40% through that set, something like that. And it's really just memorization. Would love if Owaz just did Phantasy Star. Yeah. All right, next up on our list here, we've got Plants vs. Zombies on Nintendo DS. So this was a pretty big tower defense game when it came out. It was on I think it was on a lot of mobile devices. So this got a port onto DS. A lot of mini games. No sun producing plant. New Game Plus only. And then unlock different achievements in game. This could be pretty doable. Plants vs. Zombies. Yes, gameplay. I wouldn't want to walk through. How about just gameplay? A long play? Long play would work. Yeah, so this is basically all tower defense. Could be a fun change of pace if you've been doing a lot of platformers and other stuff. Because there's not a whole lot of tower defense games. But, I don't know. I've never actually played this particular one, but, I don't know. Tower defense games, every once in a while, if I'm in the right mood, can be kind of fun. Knocker says, got to do a Plants vs. Zombies set at some point. I enjoyed the game. Cool. Drake has it on PC Physical. Owaz said he wouldn't do RA because it uses emulators. He'd probably just do Elf. Yeah, I could see him doing Elf. You will never take Michael Jackson Zombies away. Wolfie says this already had a set on DS. Oh, okay. I shouldn't be seeing revisions. There shouldn't be a revision. Should it? Was there a different game, maybe? Plants vs. Zombies. Plants vs. Zombies. Are these different games? Oh, this is DSi. Interesting. They look very similar. Okay, so there's one for DS and there's one for DSi. DSi is kind of like a DS Lite, kind of like stuff you could order. You could, I think all these games were digital, so you'd get them online, and you'd install them on the DS. But most of them were kind of like smaller indie games and things like that. Yeah, I've had troubles getting the DSi stuff working. I was gonna play something like Pages of the Abyss or something like that. Some RPG I was trying. I couldn't get it to work. But I might take that. I might jump in that rabbit hole at some point again. Try and get DSi stuff working. Yeah, it might have different content. Up next, we've got Ren and Stimpy Show. Idiots. So this is a 2D platformer from Gray Matter. Interesting. Pretty short game, apparently, only 4 levels. And it's got a damageless on the last boss. Damageless on part 1 of episode 2. Damageless on first boss. And then a speed run of part 1 of episode 1. So yeah, it looks like it's not very long. Ren and Stimpy Show. Idiots SNES gameplay. The Knocker says he got the DSi stuff to work at some point. Manuel made this set because he's poop. The final boss is an 8.5 out of 10, smelly. Looks like you can beat the game in about a half hour. So yeah, Ren and Stimpy had a very unique sense of humor for the cartoon when it came out. It's a little gross. It's kind of in the same vein as like Pokerman or Earthworm Jim. A lot of fart noises. Just very weird. Looks like he plays Stimpy for the most part. I guess Ren is right in Stimpy there. Yeah, there were some funny things in it. Headless Weevil says, I saw my first Ren and Stimpy episode when I was a kid. Cable company called up the house and asked my parents if the kids wanted to test watch the show. Huh. Weren't that gross when it first came out? Then it got weird. You play as Ren for the first 2 episodes and as Stimpy for the last 2. Interesting. Oh, okay, that's Lightbulb, not... I thought that was Ren from the way it looked when it was front on. But anyway, this is a pretty mediocre game. Wouldn't exactly recommend it unless you love Ren and Stimpy. That's pretty par for the course for a lot of these games. A lot of the cartoon-based IPs. Aside from there's a lot of Disney games that are top quality. But I feel like most stuff like Ren and Stimpy or Bobby's World is usually, if it's an honest effort, it's like mid to above average, but the majority are mid or average, below average. There's only 2 players on the set so far, Knocker and the guy that earns 1 achievement on every RA set. Nice. Ren, what's the big sleep? The big sleep. Yeah, Ren had a really fun voice actor. Capcom Disney games or early Sega Disney stuff on the Genesis, like Castle Illusion and Quackshot, great stuff. Yeah, there were a lot of top quality Disney games, like the Illusion series. All seem to be pretty good. I haven't played all of them. I played Castle Illusion. I think I've played DuckTales 2. I didn't care for Tailspin just because it was so you had to do the like angled shots, and it was so kind of hard to do that. I don't know. You would probably get used to it if you put the time into it, but I kind of ran out of patience with it. Very small basic set. Knocked it out in a bit under 3 hours. Ah, Knocker knocked it out. I see. I see. Next up, we've got Lumens on PSP. This is a puzzle and rhythm game. Beat levels, get score. Bottom row blocks all the same color. Oof, quite a lot of different modes in this game, apparently. Quite a lot of Chivos, too. Let's take a look at this one. Remember as a kid renting Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers on the NES? That's a good one, too. Real simple, real easy, but still good game. Very good game. Okay. So it's got some Puyo Puyo elements and some Tetris elements here. I feel like I've seen commercials for this game or something. I've not played it before, but... Looks kind of interesting. Got a pretty cool soundtrack. It looks like you're trying to make an effort to do your matching as this line thing comes by. Huh. Interesting. Got some interesting mechanics in play here. And got some different modes too. That may be worth checking out sometime. Gotta be in the right mood for this kind of thing, but could be interesting. Knocker says, was neat to see Super Turrican and Vidiots both get sets, since those were two SNES games I played so much frequently years ago. Oh, that's cool. Helis Weevil says, I remember playing a demo of this on my PSP. Cool. Well, now it's got a set. So if you wanna go for the Chivos, you can. All the different modes. I think this is the last one. Crime City. Let's just reload here, make sure. Yep, okay. So this is a run and gun on the arcade. Clear all the rounds. Clear a round without firing your gun. Interesting. One clear any round damage list. That's kind of cool. Exactly 8 shots after it drops, then collecting it. That's interesting. Deathless. Got a deathless every round. Hardest difficulty, and 1 CC. Pretty straightforward set as far as things go. It does look like, well, folks are beating the levels, but I'll rescue the hostage. Looks like nobody's gotten the deathless stuff yet. Well, somebody got without taking damage. And they have gotten 1 and 2 deathless. So let's see. This is, let's look this one up. This is Crime City. arcade gameplay. Oh, okay. So it's pretty straightforward, kind of like Kung Fu and, was Narc like this? No, I think Narc had, Narc you actually moved up and down on like more like traditional beat 'em up. Okay, there you go. Some classic, arcade action. Fight like Machine Gun Kelly here. It's the first boss. Oh yeah, yeah, like Robocop from Data East. This one looks fun. Alright, let us... I'm going to go ahead and add that to my list as well. And with that, let's switch over to checking out what people have been up to this week. So yeah, that one looked kind of cool. Let's go look at list of follows. And we want to look at last week. So we'll go to like Friday. And we'll look at weekly. As usual, Wise and Sark are pretty up high here. It's actually a pretty low score for Sark for last week. Oh, probably because he was doing God Hand. Yeah, there's quite a few Chivos there. Like that last 7-hour run for the one achievement was pretty crazy. Drake says he didn't do anything much this week. Last weekend though, Metroid 2. Arius Badge, Bubble Bobble. Says it's pretty brutal. Yeah, Bubble Bobble was a lot of fun. But gotta get all the way to level 100. That's pretty crazy. Anyway, looking at our community here, see Knocker's up there pretty high. Cassie, Coach. So Wise Man. Whenever I catch his streams, it's like he bounces back and forth a lot. So Ninja Jaja Maru. Interesting. I feel like I've looked at this one before. This one looks so like a robot ninja. I'm gonna toss that on and want to play. Let's take a look at that one. Ninja Jaja Maru. Wise needs to hop on Bubble Bobble now. Yeah, we watched a lot of movies in Japanese anime. Thing with Wise is he likes to try out games, and whatever he likes or wants to badge, he goes forth with grinding. Yeah, yeah. He's been working hard on the on that subset for Punch Out. Oh, this reminds me of that arcade game, that the Goemon arcade game that Foxy was playing. Interesting. I would imagine the music for this probably gets repetitive after a while. It's better badge games you want than force yourself to play trash like Tasmania. Fair enough. You mean the original film adaptation? I like the new interpretation as well. I'm looking forward to part 2 coming up soon. Yeah, I think they were watching the David Lynch version. Awaken the sleeper. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, Wiseman's oh, it looks like he got pretty far in Bubble Bobble. Yeah, he's A5 is what? That's A is like 10 essentially, so that's 105. So getting up towards 105. Scored 500,000 points. 100,000 points. Oh, got both those at the same time? How does that work? Huh. The original is fun because the acting is so overwrought and everybody's way too serious, but I think it makes it a bit more fun. Oh, you get 1 million for being the final boss. Gotcha. Amagon. Use your gun as a melee weapon. I think I saw him playing this one too. Blaster Master. He's almost got that one badge too. Huh. Deathless. Deathless on that one's pretty tough. Next up we got Zash. Looks like Zash is already into Super Turrican. Castle Illusion. I saw him playing that one. Ghost Sweeper Mikami. Atomic Runner. He played that one? Oh man. That's a good meme game. Bum, bum, bum. Mr. Knocker. Speaking of Tasmania, I see. That one's the Mega Drive one. Ren and Stimpy, Super Turrican, Mickey Mania. Ooh, that's a fun one. I think I saw Lord Bookum's playing this one the other day too. And Symphony of the Night. Yeah, I saw you badge that one. Oh, okay. So you must have badged that one earlier on. You just loaded up to play. Yeah, it's uplifted. I was looking at first badges. Interesting. And Cassie's been doing some Diddy Kong racing. I think Knocker, that's one that you had us play for review one time, wasn't it? Some kind of an interesting spin on the kart racing genre because you could like fly planes and go in submarines too. Katamari. Katamari's kind of interesting. And Kickle Cubicle. I'm guessing that was one of Foxy's requests for her. Looks like she's also trying out Super Turrican. And Adventure Island 2. I saw her playing that one the other day. She probably won't do it because it's not worth the points. For Diddy Kong Racing? Coach. I've been watching Coach play Castle Illusion. That's really surprising. He hasn't gotten any achievements? That can't be right. Did he reset? Huh. Oh, wait. No, that's the Sega Master System version. Okay. I was like, I could have sworn I saw him beat the game. Okay, so yeah, he beat the Mega Drive version. And he got the Chivo for it. So GG's to... And he got the Chivo for Little Samson. I saw him playing that one too. GG's to Coach. Zelda was totally worth doing, but I probably wouldn't want to do Swordless or Ringless again. Yeah. Probably still it up for streams, so I'll probably play that next time he streams. Yeah, Coach has played a lot of interesting games. Let's see who else is in community here. We got Pulse. You got Manny, got Chrono, RVK, Foxy. Yeah, Metroid Fusion, that's the one he's been working on most of the time. He's been playing that one on stream. I'm gonna guess that he probably batched these earlier. Because I remember watching him batch Guardian Heroes and then Minish Cap. He must have just loaded these up, because I think he's probably beaten these much earlier. I would think. But yeah, he's been kicking butt in Metroid Fusion. Some of those bosses, some of the damage list in those bosses has been a real pain, but Knocker says, wait till you have to do Link to the Past. That set is so tedious now. Did your first playthrough during the RA set? I had fun. Fake Heroes, no damage with Richter sucks, but there's an easier shred I don't know about. Oh, for Symphony of the Night, yeah. And Manny has been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And some homebrews. And Tetris. Oh, that's the regular new Tetris set. I gotta get that one. I've been working on the subset. We'll talk about that eventually. We'll get to mine, I guess. Chrono's been doing Final Fantasy VI. That's classic. Mario is Missing. I should do the Mario is Missing ones. Those were fun games growing up. I know they're kind of meme badges, but they were fun games. Battletoads. Sands of Time. Oh, we badged Sands of Time. GG's to Chrono. Let's give some shoutouts to folks as we're talking about him here. So Wise Man. Chrono. Here's Wise Man trying some Lost Levels. That's the I think that's the All-Stars version. And Knocker. Throw Knocker shout out here. And we were looking at Cassie earlier. Throw her a shout out as well. And Pulse. Throw Pulse a shout out. And Coach and Chill. Anyway, going on. Looks like RVK started into the Yakuza 2 set. That's cool. And Crash Bandicoot 2 on Game Boy Advance. Omega Boost on PS1. I think we've seen I think we saw Master Welch play a bunch of Omega Boost. That's a pretty good one. Alundra 2 and Global Defense Force. So he's been kind of hopping between a bunch of interesting games. RVK has. Throw him a shout out as well. And then Foxy, his main streams have been Sonic Advance for the last while, and then Ganshan. That's our challenge game for the week. And that one got a set. I think we talked about that one like a month ago, 2 months ago. We got a set, something like that. And then DuckTales, Captain America, Pirates of Darkwater. Those were all during his breakfast stream on Sunday. So he's been kicking butt as usual. Oh, and here's Cassie watching something. There's Pulse. That's Minish Cap, I think. Yeah, that was Minish Cap. Frank has the sling. Ma Wii U. Yeah. Alright, going down the list. I'm the next one on the list. I've been playing some various things. Doing a lot of Popful Mail. Grinding out the new Tetris subset for just do the grinds. I'm at about I think I need about 35,000 more to get the next Wonder, and then another 150,000 to the next one. So slowly but surely, I've been doing about I try to do about like 1,000, 1,200 a day for that. Not too bad. Popful Mail, I've been working on the Sega CD version. I'm thinking I might tackle this one this year too, the PC CD version. I really just started playing it as the review game and have been enjoying it. So I'm gonna try and finish that out this week before I get back to Etrian Odyssey. I might just go straight from the PC CD or from the Sega CD version to the PC CD version because it's interesting. I kind of like the bump systems in Falcom games. I know Foxy said he didn't care for them, and other folks have said they didn't care for them, but I don't know. I'm okay with them. They require a different some different tactics. And you do get projectiles with other characters, with Gaw and Tactile. So it'll be interesting. And I almost kind of wish that I was playing the Japanese version of Powerful Mail, because I'm kind of a big Megumi Hayashibara fan, but the voice actress for the PC CD version is pretty good too. So could be interesting. Bum, bum, bum. And then Cosmic. Looks like Cosmic got the played some Gangan-chan, Afterburner 2, some Oddworld, some Bubble Bobble. So mostly the challenge games for Scanlines. Looks like an Afterburner 2. I know for when I've caught his streams, he's mostly doing Steam stuff, so that wouldn't show up here, of course. But good times. Let's throw Cosmic another shout out here. But yeah, the Knocker, the Popful Mail set's pretty easy so far. I feel like any 2D platformer I can do, you can absolutely do, because you're way better at platformers than I am. So if you're ever looking for a fairly easy set, I don't know if it's necessarily good bang for the buck per se, because it's only like 500-ish points. But sorry, let me bring that back up real quick. The PC CD set's pretty hefty. Yeah, the Sega CD is only worth about 600 points. Okay, so I feel like that's okay. I think the only hard part is the complete the game in under 5 hours one, and 5 hours is actually not bad. It's not a very bad speed run for that game. Like I'm already a little bit over 5 hours in, and I've done a whole lot of what ended up being pointless backtracking and grinding for money. And I'm sure if I wasn't doing that, if I actually knew where to go from the beginning, I could probably do it in under 3 hours without too much effort. So I'll probably do that. I probably will do that. Anywho, and then last but not least, we got Rockstar Lexi. She's been streaming super early in the morning, but I've rated her at the end of some of my Insomnia streams last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that. She's playing some Adventure Island, so she's still going on that one. Actually, I think when I rated, she was doing this one, so looks like she has badged that. So GG's to her. Throw a shout out for her here. All right, and that covers going over the community, what community's been up to, and it is now about 8:40, so we've been going for about an hour and 40. So I think for this last 20 minutes or so, I'm gonna give Dragon Scroll a try here. That was one of the new sets from this last week. It's a action RPG, kind of Zelda-like. So we'll just give this a shot. Let's see if there's any specific achievement we should go for. Here we go. Pull this up here. Oh, and Drake's working on Metroid too. Yeah, your name didn't come up in my list, so I guess you didn't get an achievement within the last week because you were playing not this last weekend, but the weekend before that, right? So bring up RetroArch, and this is not on Sega CD, so I'll go ahead and pop those out. Oh, I can put the Famicom up here. Ooh, I dig the music in this. Let's see. Orokana 3人の男たちによって. So with regards to the foolish 3 men, 暗黒の魔術, so dark magic, black magic の時代が始まり, Gold Dragon が蘇ろうとしている. So regarding the foolish three men, they're trying to awaken the golden dragon and bring about the Age of Darkness, the Age of Dark Magic. Dragon Scroll. Shoot, I could almost read that, except I don't know what the words mean. Okay. Also, Jidai is like era. Okay. So we've got some kind of attack here. Got an inventory. Ah! I gotta run walk so slow compared to these guys. Densetsu no Kuromado Dragon. Let's see. So the Black Dragon of legend. Yomigata Soda. It looks like the Black Dragon of Legend has awakened. Sonotame ka de Derumosu koku no o wa ki ga kurutta. So for the sake of that, the Derumus, I'm guessing that's a name. Derumos. So the king of the kingdom of Derumos, Kiga Kurutta, I think has gone insane. Has gone mad, trying to awaken the Dark Dragon. Okay. I dig music. It's interesting. Let's go this way. That looks interesting. Oops. Ah. At least they get, like, stun locked. Stun locked when you hit them. I'm not a fan of the enemies having more, like, they walk a lot faster than your character. Wait, I'm in the wall? That's some weird collision detection. Okay, one of those didn't hit me, but one of them did. Let's see. 雷目の魔力によって命のパワーが復活した。Let's see. So, Kaminarume, so that's like becoming a god eyes. The magic of the gods. Speaking of the magic of gods, life power. Inochi is life. It has come back. Fukatsu. That's like resurrected. It's come back. Oh, okay. My life bar got filled back up. That's what. So Fukatsu. Okay. This kind of reminds me of Bragar with the scorpions. Life comes back. Yeah. Kasutoru Koku no Kasutoru go wa Doku Kaeki de もうわからないそうだが let's see. Kasutoru Koku. So the kingdom of Kasutoru. So Kasutoru, I think, is a name. Kasutoru go wa Doku ka ie kita kitemo. So they don't know where the Kasutoru go. So I think that's like maybe like the prince or the queen. I'm not sure what go means in this context. So they don't know where they went, but kotoba wa ango ni natteiru rashi. So words have become a code. It seems the words have become a code. There's gotta be something to do with these heads. Can you, like, move them? Reminds me of Zelda 2 with scorpions? Oh. Gin no Yibiwa wo te ni ireta. We got a silver ring. Are we becoming the Ring King? Can we equip the ring? How do I equip? A PC engine appears? Okay, we're on the other side of this. Okay. Still hit me. Oh, what? I was not close to that. Oh, there's nothing in the chest now. It's been emptied. I move faster, though. I guess... Okay, maybe I did equip the ring, because I move a lot faster now. Treasure chest looks like a PC engine. Okay. Okay, so... Dude, that guy just, like, grew out of the ground. Takes 3 hits. Okay. Oh, gosh. Whatever. Ah! Kakai to Unasu という二人組の男が北のカストル国へ行くのを見た。So Kakai and Unasu. So somebody named Kakai and Unasu, of Futarigumi, so like a group of 2 or a gang of 2, have come to the Kasuto Kingdom? Excuse me, I keep burping. 確か手には魔術書を何冊か持っていたよ。They must have a number of grimoires. He was formed from clay like us all. I suppose. I turned into ashes. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Oh, that's interesting. I bet we need to use something here. Four? Takes like 5 hits to get this guy down. 1, 2, 3, 4? 4. Let's see. Maten Okoku. So Maten, the king's land of Maten. No Sancho no Kumo no Sancho. Sancho's like a village chief or something. Kumo is like a spider. Naka ni wa Doragon ga sundeiru toyu. Oh, the cloud. Kumo is also cloud. Okay. So in the cloud on in Kingdom of Maten, the Elder's Cloud. In the Elder's Cloud, there's a dragon. There's a living dragon. A dragon living in the Elder's Cloud. Uwasa ga deteiru. Okay, so there's rumors that such and such that a dragon lives in the cloud of the Elder of Maten Okoku. Sugata o mitamono yuru. Okay, so people have witnessed it as well. Sancho is head honcho, something like that. Yeah. Grimwolves. Are they Grimwolves? Maho no kane ga kono yo ni wa 4 ko aru. So there's 4 different types of magic money. この金は何よりの魔法じゃ。何よりの? So it is magic after all? And got another little dungeon cave thing here. Ah! That's Gorkin. Oh, I died. Okay, and the Chivos are, do it all in one session, so there's no continues, no passwords, I think. If I remember right. Not that I'm trying to get the whole game beat, but without using passwords or continues, yeah. Grimoires. Oh, for some reason I read that as Grim Wolves. It looked like you were trying to say Grim Wolves up above. Okay, so I think we can, I think we probably just want to reset. So this is a pretty interesting game. So these guys are like, they have information. So that's interesting. Ah. Oh, that's we'll wait to get the life until we're through. That's probably a good idea. Alright, let me just have to stay here for a sec. There we go. Now we got a ring that makes us faster. far enough up to avoid the hits. You just have to squeeze up. Whoop. That was not far enough. Alright. Alright, let's try going left this time. Oh, it's the same guy. Right, this was the entrance. Yeah, let's try going this way. Bum, bum, bum. Kind of enjoying this. Not a bad game. Let's see. この件は昔から我々に伝わっているものだ. Okay, so this sword from ages ago 我らに伝わっている. So 我ら is us or we. 伝わる I think is like to be. So I think that it's saying this sword has been told of from ages past. これでどれだけ多くの敵を殺したことだろう. Many foes must have been slain by this sword. Did we get a sword? Huh. Okay. It's gonna go behind the waterfall up here. Okay. Ima, この国には危険です. Okay, it is currently dangerous in this country. 早く逃げた方がいいですよ. It's a good choice to run. Oh boy. Okay, these guys are... I don't know what these guys are doing exactly. Dang it. There we go. Just had to catch him. Yep. So you can kind of stun them when you get up close, but you do have to kind of like catch them. Yoku kitana. It's good that you've come. ここは闇の賭博場. Tobakujo? Tobakujo? I don't know what that is. Dictionary. What is Tobakujo? Gambling house. Oh, this is the dark gambling house. Shobu ni kateba. If you win, hoshimono o yaru. I'll give you what you want. Maketa toki wa omae no Majiku point o 10分いただく. I'll take 10 points of your magic. 勝負してみないか? どうだ? Will you have a fight or not? Shobu suru, shobu shinai. Let's play money making game. I think we won't. Yowamushi, coward. I'll share. Level 2になりました。もっとレベルを上げ、丸9をつけるのじゃ。Okay. So we got level 2, and they want us to level higher to use magic. Or if we level higher, we can use magic. These guys are probably good at EXP. Kaminari no Mario Qに予定Mario Qのパワーが復活した。Okay, so we got our magic power back. We haven't really been using our magic power, but that's okay. This reminds me a lot of what was that game we played? Rygar. This reminds me a lot of Rygar. Do we stand doing this a lot again, or something? Let's play a money making game. Okay. Nope, not quite. Ah, jeez. Let's look at some EXP, right? Okay, so we didn't really get anything from there. But if we ever want to gamble, that's where we go. Let's see, Kebi no Taki no Sekizo. So, Kebi no Taki. I don't know what either of those are. Kebi is a feigned illness, a cabin. Kebio is a what's Taki? It's a waterfall. Sekizo is a, I think that's like a statue. Stone statue. Taki no mae de shizuka ni negai koto o sureba kitto mukou kishi e mukou watareru yo. If we stay silent and wish by the statues, in front of the statues by the waterfall? Gishi? Mukou Gishi. Opposite bank. If you quietly wish, you'll reach the opposite bank. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna die soon. Alright, so we went over here before. So we're supposed to like quietly stand here and wish something's gonna happen? Maybe? Nah. I'm not too fond of mechanics of like stand here and wait for some amount of time. Like, Castlevania 2 has some of that, if I remember correctly. Oh, this guy can hurt me? Chrome Dragon. Asatsu no Majutsu Shora. Dato Boku no Oji Data. Okay, so it's old men saying that you need eight grimoires to Yusumu? Yusumu. Okay, so I guess the Chrome Dragon stole the 8th grimoire. Or you need 8 grimoires to steal. There we go. Okay, so on a moonlit night, the Chrome Dragon, Rekui Koku, so Rekui Koku, so the Kingdom of Rekui, Kaosuko ni arawaretarashi. He showed his face. He showed his face in the, on a moonlit night in Rekui country. Someone will mine I will slay the dragon if it appears next time. If it appears in front of me, I'll slay it. Is this the one we already went into? I think it is. But we're like out of health, so there we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Almost out of health. Okay. I'm hoping the health is back up here. Nothing. Have we been in here? I don't think we've been in here yet. Oh, that was just a warp. We did go in there. Ah! Okay. Well, okay, folks, that was Dragon Scroll. That's an interesting game. I think I probably would want to play it with a guide or something because it's a little bit confusing as to doesn't really give you doesn't tell you exactly where to go. The health bar is a lie. Yeah, it looks like you get hit for about a third of your health every hit. A third of a bar. Except some enemies take a half. So a third to a half. I imagine you can probably grind some levels, and that'll probably make you take less damage. So I think it's probably taking less damage once I level. But interesting game. Interesting game. Not seems like it's a pretty straightforward set. I might give this one a go sometime. But I think that's enough for tonight. Thanks everybody for coming out. Let's go find a raid target. Who's on? It's Monday night, so I don't think Sark's on tonight. Troy's on. ZG's on. ZG's playing Super Mario World. Retro. Troy's playing some Batman. ZG's playing some Super Mario World. I don't think I've raided either of those guys before, so let's do that. Let's raid Troy. I haven't really interacted with him a whole lot, but he's been in some of our streams, in Foxy's stream and Sark's and Pulse's, so let's go throw him a raid. Except it does not allow raiding at this time. Okay. How about ZG? ZG's just starting his stream too. That's probably a good time to raid. Oh, Vance. Vance is streaming. Let's go raid Vance then. Yeah, you too, Cosmic. Thanks for coming by. Thanks everybody. Thanks for the raid, Guru. Hope this was fun and interesting. So catch you guys same bat time. Hopefully we'll be over on the Scanlines channel next time with when San gets his PC up and running and going, and then we'll be over there for these, and we'll be here for the Monster Hunters on Wednesdays, and I should probably be on tomorrow night with more Etrian Odyssey, or I might do some Insomnia stream or something tonight later on. I gotta go get some chores done for now, but thanks everybody for coming out, and let me see, out with the redeem here of that's fine. Saying I already did that. Not a goblin redeem. That's enough. So, see you later. And for anyone watching on YouTube, thanks for stopping by. Have a great night.